highly competent just because of that. Very off chance.
I think that'd be too forced. I feel like the year they gave the Academy Award to Denzel and Halle Berry in the same year, when neither of them were any good, just because they were both black, they just gave it to both of them. I think they gotta stop forcing things, and if it'll happen, it'll happen. I know Monique won the Academy Award. I know the girl from The Help
Yeah,
won the
but she
Academy Award.
was actually very good.
They're a lot. If they're good, they'll win. It's very simple. If they're good, they'll win. Forrest Whitaker was really good in Last Week's Island. He won the Academy Award. It's not like you can't force it on anybody. If you're good, you'll win. Very simple.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway, so now Best Supporting Actress, we have JJL, Jennifer Jason Leigh for The Hateful Eight, Rooney Mara for Carol, Rachel McAdams for Spotlight, Vikander for The Danish Girl, and Kate Winslet for Steve Jobs. This is a very, very strong category.
Yes, I think the strongest in the entire show, actually.
I know Winslet won the Globe. Vikander won the Critics' Choice Award. By the way, Vikander is very hot in Hollywood right now. She's
yeah,
a lot and she's banging Michael Fassbender. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So out of those five, personally, and I've seen most of these, my favorite was I thought Winslet was horrible in Steve Jobs. Actually, I just didn't like her.
Her whole. I know the girl she was playing was Polish or a Polish background.
Oh, was she? Because I was wondering why she had a weird.
That accent was just
it was
really
a weird
silly.
accent. McAdams was pretty good in Spotlight, but I just didn't think the movie was. I thought Jennifer Jason Leigh was insane in Hateful Eight. She just blew me away.
And Jennifer Jason Leigh, without giving anything away, she took over that movie.
It was her movie.
She was amazing in that movie. She should win. I want her to win. But I don't know. This is really up for grabs. I don't know what's going to happen here.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, now for Best Supporting Actor, we have Bale in The Big Short, Hardy in The Revenant, Mark Ruffalo in Spotlight, Mark Rylance in Bridge of Spies, and Stallone in Creed. I know everyone's and Stallone deserves this, and he'll win it probably, and he's won everything so far. I saw Bridge of Spies, and Mark Rylance was really, really good in it. But again, this is a very strong category. Also, even Hardy was really good in The Revenant too. But I think Stallone shouldn't have won this award, and it's a big comeback for him.
Yeah, I heard the same thing about Rylance. It's the one movie here, Bridge of Spies, that I didn't see yet. Sly will probably win this. I gotta say, Tom Hardy was very underrated in The Revenant, but I don't know that he did enough in that movie to get.
I think a lot of people give Hardy, a lot of people, like Bale, also credit because they're British actors come over here. Irish actors, for Bale, for instance, come over here and put on an American accent in movies. And it's so cool, this and that. I don't think making an accent changes makes you a good actor, but I mean that's a lot of reasons why they get nominated a lot too. But I just think Stallone in that movie was the rock of the movie. And if without him, I'll put it this way. I think Bill Simmons always says this: if you replace someone in a movie, will it be that good? He had a good one of it last night, asking if you changed Matt Damon and Leonardo DiCaprio from The Martian and The Revenant, if you put Damon in The Revenant and DiCaprio in The Martian, would either one fall? And he goes, listen, in The Martian, Damon's comedy kind of carried that movie, whereas he said Leo doesn't have that. I thought to myself, wait, Leo does have that, because last year in Wolf of Wall Street, he was comedic in it. But I thought no one could play the role that Stallone played in the Creed. Again, it's his role that he created, and he just nailed it. And I just think that he deserves that award for that.
Yeah, I mean, Stallone did actually carry a lot of that movie, and every scene he was in was amazing. I mean, it was one of those performances, so he will probably get it. It would be very weird if they didn't give it to him, actually, after all these wins back-to-back right
now. Anyway, now for Best Actress, I've not seen any of these movies. Kate Blanchett for Carol, Larson for Room.
But you haven't seen one of these? Not one?
I've not seen one of the best. I have not seen Carol, Room, Joy, 45 Years of Brooklyn, and I will never see them either because, again, I'm not a fag. But Charlotte Rampling for 45 Years, and Saoirse Ronan for Brooklyn.
Yeah,
well Brie Larson.
I saw only one of these. I saw Room, and Brie Larson was amazing in it. So
she's gonna win. I mean,
she's the favorite to win it. She'll probably win it here. I'm getting kind of tired of Jennifer Lawrence just automatically being nominated every year, especially for this movie, which didn't get that much critical praise. So I would say Brie gets it.
I think people are tired of the whole Lawrence and Cooper being in the David O. Russell movies. They got to change that up a little bit too. But
yeah.
But yeah, I think Bree's gonna win this. Also, she's won everything so far. She was in that Amy Schumer movie this year. What was it called? Trainwreck. And she's kind of like a comedic actress before this movie. So
she was also in 21 Jump Street.
Yeah. So she's not really new to this drama role, so it's pretty crazy. Now for Best Actor, one of our favorites, Bryan Cranston for Trumbo, Matt Damon for The Martian, DiCaprio for The Revenant, Fassbender for Steve Jobs, and Redmayne for The Danish Girl. Redmayne back-to-back nominations. He looks like he's going to become a big-time superstar in this field, but he's young. He's also young, and also he'll be obviously in the new Harry Potter movies, which is pretty crazy. But again, back to these guys. Again, four movie stars in Damon, DiCaprio, Fassbender, and Redmayne, and Cranston, which is a 5-time Emmy Award winner on TV, so it's a pretty strong category. But again, this is Leo's year, and he'll win it, deservedly so. I have one thing to say about Leo, though. Everyone goes, "Oh, he never won an Oscar. He never won an Oscar. He never won an Oscar." What should he have won an Oscar for, though? What was he so good in that should have won an Oscar? Am I missing something?
You know what? It was a bunch of roles, but he happened to be not as strong every single time. That's
every time he lost
competition. This year he actually doesn't have any competition. That's the thing. This is kind of a weak category, so I would say it's his year to win it.
Okay, and now for let's see. Now for Best Director, we have again McKay for The Big Short.
Wait, you have no more thoughts on Best Actor?
I think Fassbender was good in Steve Jobs. I still like the movie. I thought Damon was really good in The Martian. I think he's got an outside chance. Like if the odds are like 8-1, I'm sure he's probably the second favorite. I didn't see Trumbo and The Danish Girl, Redmayne. He played a woman, big deal. But I know he's a really good actor. He was he deserved for last year for Theory of Everything. He was really, really good in that movie. That was a really good performance by him. But
the one thing I'll say here, just going back to the black controversy, I would take Cranston out of here and nominate Idris Elba from Beast of No Nation.
Well, Elba, I believe, was supporting. That's where they put him at.
Oh, my bad.
So you take him out of here and you put in Will Smith for Concussion. But again, no one's being racist to Will Smith. He makes $100 million a year. No one's racist against him.
Yeah,
just calm down.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Best Director, we have McKay for The Big Short, George Miller for Mad Max, Iñárritu for The Revenant, Abrahamson for Room, and McCarthy for Spotlight. The two favorites are obviously Iñárritu and McCarthy. I think we both want Miller to win for Mad Max. Miller has won a couple of awards coming up to this. I think the Oscars give it to McCarthy for Spotlight because A, they're a bunch of liberal faggots, and B, they're not going to give Iñárritu 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row, the director. I think what they do here for picture and director. I think both of them are between. We'll get the picture in a second, but both are between Spotlight and The Revenant, and I think they'll give one to one and one to the other. That's what I think they'll actually do.
Go ahead.
But again, I would love to see George Miller win this. He was definitely the best director of the year. The movie's ranked number one on everyone's list.
I think this category is super up for grabs. Other than McKay, I think any one of them could take it.
No, I think McKay.
If they're not going to give Spotlight Best Picture, I think he has a really good shot at taking it here. And George Miller, we both want him to win. He should probably, but
I wouldn't count on McKay. Also, he has some buzz behind him. But that being said, would you be mad if they gave it to Iñárritu? I wouldn't be mad at all. I think he deserves it too. I wouldn't be mad if
he does deserve it, but it would be the second year in a row, and I think that's kind of a waste, and that's something, as you know, the Oscars doesn't do that often.
Okay, and Yossi, one last one before I gotta go. Best Picture, we have The Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max, The Martian, The Revenant, Room, and Spotlight. Again, we spoke about this. I think it'll go to The Revenant. I think Spotlight has a chance also. Those are my top two that I think will win. I think should win. I think Revenant or Mad Max should win this. Also, there's an interesting theory about The Martian winning this because it's very similar to Argo, which won Best Picture because they didn't nominate Affleck for Director. They gave Martian Best Picture. So you never know with this stuff. But coming up to this award, every other award show has been between The Revenant and Spotlight, so I'm assuming it'll be down to those two also.
Yeah, I think Martian has a very off chance here. Sometimes they give it to that entertaining big movie from that year. They did it with Departed, which was, even though that was an amazing movie, it's not typically an Oscar movie. They did it there. They might do it with Martian this year, but yeah, I would say Revenant gets this, even though Mad Max, far and beyond deserves this one. So we'll see.
All right, Yossi, any other thoughts on this year's movies?
I'm sorry? Any other thoughts? Yeah, I mean, look, you saw my top 10 list. I think it's pretty well represented here. But yeah, I think it was one of the best years in a very long time. And we'll see what happens with these Oscars.
Sorry, Yossi. I'm getting a lot of questions about people asking me if I liked Spotlight. I did not like Spotlight. I'm not picking who I think will win. I
didn't either. We actually saw that one together, and very boring experience. A very cool story. Obviously.
I don't really care about kids getting raped, to be honest with you, but whatever. But again, I'm not picking here who I think should win. I'm thinking here who I think will win. Big difference.
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, Jamie Foxx is host. I mean, Jamie Foxx. That's a racist by me. Chris Rock is hosting. He's a pretty funny guy, I guess.
Yeah, and he didn't. Everyone said he might go ahead and quit because of that whole controversy, but that didn't happen. Oh, I actually have Brian Hakimi here as a surprise guest. He just walked into me here in 98 Lobby.
I don't speak to Jews.
So, do you want to hear from him, or
if I want to have a podcast about the Torah, I'll call Brian.
Brian, he said he has a Torah podcast, I'll call you.
Even though he doesn't know how to read Hebrew, but yeah. Okay, anyway, Yossi, thanks for calling in, and have a good one.
Okay, see you, man.
Take care, bye-bye. Thanks for Yossi to calling in. We have a few more people calling in eventually, but let me get back to Elon Domanian's questions. The second question is, will an animated movie ever win Best Picture? I think at the end of the day, in 10, 15 years from now, why not? I think Toy Story deserved to win it that year that it was nominated. I think Up and WALL-E both deserved to win that year they were nominated. Pixar puts out amazing movies. If you saw Inside Out this year and you didn't cry, you had no feelings. It was that good of a movie. His next question was, do you admit that Dope was a shitty movie? I didn't see Dope, so I can't comment on that. And who do you think is the most underrated actor in Hollywood? I'm not gonna go with underrated, but I think the biggest rising star in Hollywood is Domhnall Gleeson. I'm not saying that because he was in Harry Potter. I'm a huge Harry Potter head. I'm saying that because he was in this year's biggest movies. He was in Brooklyn. He was in Star Wars, which he was really good in. He was also in The Revenant, which was really good in too. And he was also in Ex Machina, which was really good in too. So for the best movies of the year, he had a prominent role in. This guy is he's an Irish actor. He's actually the son of Jack Gleeson. Sorry, he was in Troy. If you guys remember that, but he's probably going to be one of the biggest rising stars in Hollywood. And the last question from Mr. Domanian is: kill, fuck, marry all the Best Actress nominees. Interesting. Let me look at the list again. I would bang Jennifer Lawrence. She's pretty hot, and I would kill the old person. You know who's really hot? Alicia Vikander from Ex Machina and the Danish Girl, who again is dating Michael Fassbender. Yeah, that's pretty easy there. I would, Jennifer Lawrence is probably the hottest girl there on that list. Kate Blanchett, not for me. Anyways, oh yes, more questions coming from WhatsApp. Let's see. No more questions from WhatsApp. Let's see if anyone else wants to call me really fast. And let's see. Oh, that is pretty much it. No one else wants to call in, and we're at the 30-minute mark. Time to get back to the grind. Thanks everyone for listening, and I hope you have a good day. Take care.